Are you thinking about moving to Seattle? Well, today I'm going to share with you the top 10 reasons not to. Hi, my name is Veronica. I've been living here for 20 years, and so I got all the dirt on Seattle. So stay tuned and let's get into it. As your future real estate agent, I am obliged to tell you the good and the bad. But in today's video, it will only be the bad. So today we're shooting not in our beautiful Seattle, but in our Tacoma location. This is Browns Point. This is one of my favorite parks here. It does have a lighthouse. You can see it behind me, and it's just covered, surrounded by the sound, and it's just a beautiful place to come here with the kids and relax. As you can see, it's pretty busy today because the weather is amazing, and we love going outside here in Seattle. First up is the cost of living here in Seattle. Seattle is expensive. So here in Seattle, we're way above the national average of home prices. In most neighborhoods, you're gonna be looking at $800 to $1 million homes. And if you think that it's safer to rent here, it's not. So in most neighborhoods, rent for a one bedroom apartment is gonna run you roughly around $2,500. And it doesn't stop there. Our groceries, our gas, everything is a little bit higher, even daycare. So you have to all add that up. And so when you do, it is very expensive to live here in Seattle. Okay guys, the next biggest ick is traffic. So I-90, I-5, and 405 are brutal doing traffic hours. And what should be a 20-minute drive can be over an hour. And if you think you can sneak around that and go on the back roads, no, you cannot. So do 10,000 other Seattleites. They're thinking the same thing, and it's not gonna happen. So we have probably the worst traffic here in Seattle. We do have a public transit, but it's not nearly where it needs to be for a city this size. So if you hate traffic, if you hate that waste of time, do not move here to Seattle. Okay, so this one might be the one that will make you want to rethink the whole idea of moving here to Seattle. So we do have a pretty big homelessness problem. Like major big cities that struggle with this, Seattle is one of them. And so you will see encampments in the major big cities like Ballard, Capitol Hill, downtown, and even you guys, the downtown mall in Seattle, they actually have their store hours cut back a little bit shorter, and they close around, I think, 6 o'clock, just because the homelessness is so big over there and it's causing a lot of problems for them in their stores. So this is actually a really big problem here in Seattle, and you will see drug use in common areas too in public, which is not really pleasant, especially if you're trying to move here with your family. So we do have this problem in Seattle. So make sure you consider this before making that move over here. So luckily, I am an expert here in Seattle, Washington. I'm a real estate agent, like I said before. So if this doesn't scare you and you still want to move here, please contact me and I'll make sure that you get into a nice, safe area. Jumping straight into our next one. So when researching if you should make the move to Seattle, you might find it that Seattle does not have a state income tax. And while that may sound amazing, they always get you, and you know they do. So while we might not have a income tax, we do have a sales tax, and that is nearly 10% on everything, guys. And so we have a higher sales tax here in Washington, and we also have a gas tax here in Washington, utility taxes, and our property taxes are higher than most states. So that's where they get you here in Seattle. So it does sound appealing and amazing that we don't have an income tax, but they do get you everywhere else. Jumping into our next one is the earthquake risk. I know, right? I didn't even know about this either, but apparently Seattle sits on a major fault line, and so we could be getting a big one soon. Our last earthquake was in 2001, and I believe it was a 6.8 magnitude. So that was, I don't know, more than 20 years ago, but we haven't had any anytime soon. But we Seattleites know that we are sitting on a major fault line. And so we do kind of, sometimes get a thought once in a while that there could be a big one coming soon, a big earthquake. So this is one of the risks that you should kind of consider when moving to Seattle, that we do have an earthquake risk. tech culture, which might sound amazing, but this might be the one that will make you not want to move to Seattle. So Seattle is home to some of the major tech companies like Amazon, Google, and Microsoft. It's great for jobs, but it did create a divide. So the city can feel very dominated by the high-paid tech workers, which is pushing the prices up for everybody else. So some people say that Seattle lost its old quirky charm and is replaced by tall glass skyscrapers and very expensive condos. Let's get into the next one, and this might be it for you guys. I know I keep saying it, but these are really the reasons why you should not move to Seattle. So, do you like the sun? Well, you're not gonna see it much in the winter time. So in December and in the winter months, we have a very lack of sunlight. First of all, our sunsets are pretty early, around 5 o'clock. And then even before that, sometimes it will be cloudy and you will never see that beautiful thing in the sky for weeks on end. So we do have lack of sunlight in the winter months because our sunsets are so early in the daytime. Okay, let's hop on to the next one. Let's talk about parking. So if you're actually going to be living in downtown Seattle in a condo or in a house, the parking might be very scarce. So everyone's fighting for that street parking. You probably get 1 or 2 per house, and then you got to fight it with your neighbors. Or if you're going to downtown Seattle for a night out, if you park on the streets, it's gonna be cheaper, but if you can find a street parking. And if you park in the garage, it's gonna be $20 to $30 for a couple of hours. So our parking, we do have a problem with that, and it's very scarce and it's very expensive. And if you're thinking just to bypass paying for the parking, our parking tickets are getting pretty expensive. So don't be surprised if you get that ticket on your windshield. So last but not least, Seattle might not be the Seattle that you remember. You know, the Sleepless in Seattle or the 10 Things I Hate About Your eras. It's just a lot different now. Many quirky neighborhoods like Fremont and Capitol Hill, they just feel a lot more commercialized. Rising costs have pushed out a lot of artists and small businesses. So Seattle today is a lot more bigger, denser, and a lot more corporate. So that will do it for today's video. Let me know which one surprised you the most and which ones are getting you guys to think if you should make the move or not. Or if you're from Seattle and there's something I missed, please let me know. I would love to add it in my next video. Anyways, my name is Veronica. I am your local real estate expert. So make sure you reach out. I'd love to connect and show you around a beautiful Puget Sound.